Hi, we're the Clark family, and we've sold our house and packed up our lives and moved to Galicia in northern Spain.
So follow us as we start our new lives, learn new skills, join a new community, and try to live a more sustainable life.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Escape to El Campo. I've had a really busy week, bit of a strange week, bit of a surreal week, especially last weekend. But I'm sure we'll come on to that shortly, won't we? Or should we talk about that now?
Let's start with last weekend at the Festival of Arcos.
Let's start with the madness, shall we?
Let's start with the madness.
Yeah, so as we mentioned last week, our local parish, Arcos, it was their turn for a festival. So Friday night, most of the day, Saturday and into the evening, and then Sunday morning was the scheduled festivities, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a really nice time, didn't we? We went up there Friday, and what did we? Oh, I drank lots of wine and beer, and they served pancetta, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean they called it pancetta, but it was more like a bacon.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it?
It was really nice.
It's as close to bacon as we've had since we've been in Spain.
Close to British bacon.
Bacon, yeah. So we were very pleased with that.
Yeah, bacon and bread for dinner.
Bit of a disco, bit of a boogie, where you were forced into dancing by the locals.
Yeah, doesn't matter how many times I don't like dancing. You gotta dance.
So dragged up there. And the highlight of the evening was the selling of the raffle tickets, I thought, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like, here's some raffle tickets.
You want a raffle ticket?
Per ticket. The raffles for a lamb. We were like, cool. We like lamb. Tastes delicious.
Yeah, we'll have a lamb if we're
Yeah, why not? Cool. We'll have 5.
So we had 5 tickets. Now, when they said lamb, initially we thought, well, it'd probably come frozen or something. But upon talking to people, it was actually a live lamb.
Yeah. We thought, that's fair enough. It's a live lamb right now. They'll send it to a butcher to slaughter it and then come in pieces, and then it'll come to us in pieces.
So, just keep that in mind.
Saturday morning, they had a church service that we didn't go to. Then they had what do they call it? A session vermouth.
Yeah, session vermouth.
Yeah, where you go and have vermouth or a beer.
It's just an aperitif before lunch.
Before
basically.
Everybody then goes off to their own house and has a big lunch with their families. So that was pretty cool. We went round to our friend's house and we had a traditional Andalusian lunch with them, which was really cool. And we went back again at night for a live band, didn't we? They were really cool live band playing all Spanish music and dancing and stuff. And
we turned up quite early, didn't we? Well, we went down at 9 o'clock, and we found this a few times in Spain, and we've still not got our head around this. we went there at 9, and we were first there, and the band weren't playing.
No, there was nobody there.
There was nobody there. There was
Nobody
literally nobody there. The bar wasn't open. There was nobody there. We went with our friends. So we sort of hung around for a bit, and clearly nobody was coming. So we decided to drive to another bar, one of our local bars, and we went down there. And I think we stayed there till about 11 o'clock, didn't we?
The band was there eating dinner.
Oh yeah, the band was at the bar we went to eating their dinner.
So we thought, well, you know, they're here. We'll wait for them to go. And then when they've gone for, I don't know, half an hour or so, then they'll probably be sat up and then we'll go. So what time did we leave there? About 11?
Yeah, I think so. 11, half past, something like that. And we got back to the fiesta, and there was still nobody there, and we were first there again for the second time. Luckily, they literally opened the bar about 10 minutes after we arrived, and then people slowly started to arrive.
At about midnight.
Yeah, at midnight. And by all accounts, it never really kicked off till about 2 in the morning, when most of people seemed to turn up, didn't they? Yeah.
Finished about 4.
Yeah. We were home in bed by then, but we could hear cars and stuff going past, or the big rush as people went home. Cast your mind back to the raffle tickets which we purchased, and so the lamb, first prize, he turns up. The actual lamb puts in an appearance on the end of a string, and the owner or whoever donated it brought it down and basically tied it to a post at the edge of the fiesta, and it was drawn, wasn't it? The raffle was drawn.
Yeah, our friends, we talk about our friends quite often, they're from Andalusia. They're also not farm people by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, they don't even have chickens, do they? They've just started growing a bit of food. They don't have any animals. And they'd made it, when they saw the lamb, and when they announced that it was called Benito, they were like, right, put our tickets in our pockets. We're not going to say, if we win it, we're not having it. We don't want anything to do with it.
But they didn't tell their son that, did they?
No, clearly not. And their son, adult son, also had got a ticket. And he won it. And he goes running to the stage, yes, for me. And then the next thing we know is that we're all looking at each other like,
what we do? Well, what are they doing with this lamb?
What are you going to do with the
lamb? There's a live lamb on a string. What are you going to do with it?
And it says, we'll put it in the back of your van. You take it back to our house. No, that thing is not coming in the back of our van. I'm driving, and I'm saying it's not coming in any vehicle with me at all whatsoever. And then they were like, well, all of our land is like concreted off, and the only bit of land that we have got with this grass is completely open. It's not closed. You've got a barn with pigsties in it. Can it come and stay in your pigsties until we arrange for it to be butchered? So
Q is leaving, and the dogs are just having a little tussle.
It's just cooling down, and they're just getting to the point where they can play.
Yeah, so Q is leaving the fiesta with a sheep in the boot of the van, with our neighbour in the boot with the sheep, holding the sheep still, and us bringing it back here, putting it in the dog pen. It's quite a big dog pen, by the way. The dogs don't go in there because they're not outdoor dogs, they're pets, essentially.
Yeah, we use it as a wood store, to be fair, in the winter, don't we? It's currently got nothing in it. But...
Well, it has got something in it now.
It's got a flipping...
It's got a sheep in it.
Yeah, called Benito.
And our friends are arranging for him to be dispatched. However, here we are almost a week later, and Benito's he's up on the sofa at the minute, smoking a pipe, legs crossed, and he's well and truly moved in. So
he's currently been eating, there was grass in there, it's all overgrown in there, so he's been eating that, and he's been eating like coal leaves or cabbage leaves or whatever out the garden, and some hay that we've got, straw that we've got that's on the side of the land, and somebody said, he'd eat your chicken food, so we're giving it some chicken food, thinking that it was going to be for like 2 days.
So the sheep's eating straw and hay and bits from the garden. He loves the coal leaves, doesn't he? And Ernie's got a new friend. Come here, Ernie. Here's Ernie. He's very grumpy, but he loves He loves Benito, don't you?
I love your sheepy friend.
Yes. They have a little kiss through the bars. They rub their noses together, and you go and check on him all the time, don't you, to make sure he's still there?
Make sure he's all right.
Yes, you do.
Ian is going to be very sad in hopefully only a couple of days' time. What is it? Hey? You're not coming in, you stay there. I know you want to go and see your friend. No, you stay. I know, don't be scared. There you go.
Oh, yes. He's noisy, isn't he?
Yeah. Worse than you for eating noisily.
What? Benito. So at the fiesta on the Sunday morning after the after Lambgate, as I like to refer to it.
The morning after the night before.
Yeah, we dragged ourselves out of bed again after a very late night, and we went to church.
We did.
Yeah, how good is that of us? I mean, I'm certainly not a religious person. Emma's fallen from the flock, shall we say? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we went to church, not for any religious reasons really, other than I was interested to see what the inside of the church is. I love architecture of churches, you know, the work and the time that goes into them to build these things, usually centuries and centuries ago. And it didn't disappoint, did it? It's beautiful. Up in Arcos, the little village up the road, or our parish church.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful inside, isn't it?
Yeah,
really
absolutely
nice.
And I mean, to be fair, the mass on Saturday and Sunday was part of the fiesta.
It was, yes,
services.
yeah.
There's only a mass in the village twice a month, but so for the fact that the priest came and did it Saturday and Sunday for the fiesta, I thought it was amazing. But yeah, Sunday it was accompanied with traditional music, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they had like the traditional Galician, they're like bagpipes. I forget what they're called, but they look a little bit not the same as bagpipes,
No.
but they look like bagpipes, and they've got a very similar sound as well.
Yeah.
And like the drums, and there was people playing the shells, and a lady playing a bottle. What else was that? Was about.
And they were all in the traditional Galician dress as well. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then after the service, four women from the village carried an effigy of Jesus on the cross.
Yeah.
And they did a procession.
Just around the village square sort of thing, and then back into the church, didn't they?
Yeah, but with all the traditional music,
Yeah.
and then. We went over to the school building next door where the main of the fiesta had been, and they came and played a load of music, and then there was a load of dancing. It was amazing, wasn't it? While we had another session vermouth.
Yes. So another pre-dinner drink, and then our neighbours came to our house, didn't they?
Yeah,
for dinner.
we cooked them a traditional roast dinner, didn't we?
roast English dinner with Yorkie puds and roast taters and mashed potatoes and veggies out the garden, and one of our chickens as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
They were like I could hear them discussing between themselves, like, what's this? That's potato. But what? This is also potato. Yeah, that's potato as well. And what's this? This is that English thing. But yeah, they all loved it.
Trying to explain Yorkshire pudding is quite difficult, isn't it? To put into context.
But they like pudding. That's a
postre.
That's a dessert. Well.
Yes
yeah,
and no.
It could be. You could put jam in it when it's cold, I suppose, but we don't ourselves. So yeah, that was really, really cool. It's so nice to be able to, after they've given us so many of their traditional dinners.
Yes, they have. Yeah. Yeah.
It was nice. But cooking for 9 of us, it was a bit like it was Christmas.
Yeah, it was a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Without the presents. Well, we've got Benito, I suppose.
He might be here for Christmas. We never know.
He'd be very chewy if he is.
Do you think? We can put him in a tangine and slow cook him for several hours or something.
Yeah, apologies again to the vegans and the vegetarians that are watching.
A lamb tangine. Oh, he's listening. He's looking at me. Look at him.
Watching.
Oh my, he's listening to us talking about eating him.
We did have a very, very brief discussion about keeping Benito, but because he's a boy, he's a bit dangerous and a bit useless to us, so...
Yeah, perhaps if he was female, we may have hung on to her, but he's not. He's a him.
Yeah, maybe we might have even got her, a couple of friends, but no.
But one thing it has done is, you know, we've kept this sheep for a week, almost a week now. We've decided that we're actually going to go ahead and get a couple of pigs, aren't we? And we're going to get a couple of sheep as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to get ourselves down to the agricultural office next week and get the paperwork and get the license applied for, so we can.
Absolutely.
We've been and priced up today some electric fencing, so we can move them around the place. So even though it's like a surreal situation we found ourselves in last Saturday night, I think it's given us a little bit of confidence and a bit of a kick up the arse that we can actually do it with bigger animals.
Yeah. Our neighbour, we talk about our neighbour at the back quite a lot. He's got a cow farm
150 cows.
for the milk. And his mum quite often comes over and helps us out with stuff and gives me advice, and she really looked after us, to be fair, when Adam was in hospital. And she came over the other night to help me with our tomato problem. If you remember from last week's video, I talked about the fact that we've got caterpillars,
hornworms, they turned out to be.
Hornworms and wood lice in our tomatoes. Anyway, she came over and she wanted to come and meet the sheep, and she says, "Do you know what, Emma? When they said that the first prize was a live sheep, I thought that it was a joke." And even she thought that the whole thing was just utterly ridiculous. It wasn't just us that thought it was utterly ridiculous.
What do you think, Albert? Yes. I've got kisses for Daddy. Oh, thank you.
Oh, good boy.
Good boy.
So, that's our sheep news. Is there anything else you want to say on the sheep news?
Sheep news.
So while we're talking about the tomatoes, I don't have any footage of it because I always think it's a bit awkward to say, "Excuse me, neighbour, can I just film you for our YouTube channel?" And that's not happening. So she went and did a bit of investigation for us to see where she can find out about how we deal with this problem. And she came back the other night and says, basically, it's a plague. You've got a plague. It's probably something that's come from the soil. So she had some sort of pesticide spray that she's covered the tomatoes in. All of the plants covered it in. We had to harvest all the tomatoes first because we weren't allowed to then eat from the plants for 3 or 4 days, she said. So yeah, we harvested all the ones that were either ready or about ready to come out, sprayed them all over, and fingers crossed and touch wood,
We're okay.
I've been through there today and I've only taken off about 5 or 6 tomatoes.
I think they're ones that were already infested.
Yeah, quite possibly ones that we missed. Whereas last weekend I must have taken off over 2 kilograms worth of dead tomatoes. So
apologies for the heavy breathing Ernie's getting.
come on.
Oh, here we go.
Good boy. Calm down. So yeah, hopefully. You coming up or what?
Come on then. Up. No.
No, you don't want to either.
Okay.
Hopefully we're sorted on that. But at the same time, I also harvested our cucumbers and our peas. QVT. So I noticed yesterday that some of my cucumbers have gone yellow, and I'm not sure if they've turned yellow or if they've grown yellow. So I've done a bit of a googling, and it says that they could be yellow because they are water stressed or because they've gone over. So I thought that I'd come and investigate. Could also be a mildew issue, which is we lost all of the cucumber plants in the polytunnel to mildew, but while they do have a bit of yellowing to the leaves, they don't have the white telltale powder that the ones inside had. So I have washed my secateurs just in case it is that, and I will wash my hands after touching these before I touch anything else in the garden, again just in case it is a disease with the plant. But yeah, this leaf in particular doesn't look very happy, so I don't know. I never actually realised or appreciated how prickly cucumber plants are. It flipping hurts. So this hasn't gone over because it's not mushy, it's still absolutely rock solid. So I don't think that it's an overripe problem. I mean, they could be a yellow variety, but I suspect not that they're a yellow variety, because there is a green cucumber just here. I don't want to take it off because it doesn't look fully grown yet, but maybe this is a lighter green here. Maybe it is turning yellow. I don't know. I mean, this one, I'll cut it off so you can see it. This one's bright orange. I mean, that's almost the same colour as a pumpkin. But it is definitely a cucumber plant. So a neighbour's coming round this afternoon because she's got some more marrows to give us. Everybody seems to be growing loads of marrows and us not so much, not just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the rest of them on here, and then when she comes I'm going to ask her before taking any more off. Mostly because it's better on the plant for her to see, for her to look at the other leaves and stuff. But yeah, it is a bit weird. I've never seen a bright orange cucumber before. There we go. One thing that I've learned for next year is that we need to use better supports. So I have just been wrestling with these sticks to try and get them back up, so that I can try and lift these plants back up to actually get the peas back off them. So what's happened is that they were growing up these branches that we'd put in. Can't zoom out far enough. And I can't go backwards because I'm in the coals. So yeah, they've all kind of collapsed, which is obviously making it bad for their growth. There's a few of them that I found that have got holes in where mice or where whatever has been nibbling on them. And that probably means that we've not got as many peas as what we could have done on them, because they've just collapsed. So I'm sort of wrestling with the plants now to try and get them back up so that I can actually get all the peas off them a bit easier. So it's a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, I've got those. I'm going to turn my phone off now because it's getting hot and it's probably going to overheat. So I've still got these plants left to go. That's how many I've got in the basket with my, you can see exactly how orange that cucumber is now next to those peas. So yeah, not a bad harvest. That's what I've done. There's still plenty of dried ones on there. You can see that one just there is dry, that we will leave on the plant. There's still some that are still fattening up, like this one. This one's not quite ready to come off. This one's not quite ready to come off. I'll leave this for another couple of days. Yeah, and then I shall crack on. So this is that orange cucumber that I've just pulled off that plant. I thought I would give it a cut, see what it looks like inside. Oh, so it does look like a cucumber, but with very thick flesh. Let's give it a taste test. I'm not sure about eating that skin, so I'm going to cut the skin off.
Tastes like cucumber. Scarlett's making noises like she wants to try some. My glamorous assistant is currently holding the camera. What do you think?
It's squishy. It's a bit squishy.
It's warm, where it's been obviously sitting in the sun for however many weeks. But, tastes like melony cucumber.
Yeah, I thought that. Like, I looked at it, I was like, it looks like a melon cucumber.
Well, still edible, so it'll go in the fridge. So Scarlett just braved a little bit of skin, and how did you describe it? Bitter. So that means that they're overripe, basically. That was one of the things that I'd read when I googled why are my cucumbers yellow. Gotta love Google. And so they're overripe. Basically, I've left them on too long. So I'm gonna go and take the other ones off. And these ones we're not gonna eat the skin because it's really tough as well, isn't it? Like it's leather. And lesson learned.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth. It's
Here.
like...
Have some more cucumber to get rid of the taste.
Eat it like an apple.
Oh, don't eat the skin. Oh, she's regretting her life choices right now.
Tuesday, we harvested our remaining 13 meat chickens. So we got up relatively early for us and got the water on, and I'd set up the night before, hadn't I?
Yeah.
Got everything set up. Got the water on, the big pot of water, which takes about an hour to get up to temperature.
Took less time this time because it was already about 25 degrees
Yeah, it
out.
was,
So.
yeah. So we got it done before the heat of the day here. I think we were done by about 12, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it's the quickest we've harvested. We had our game down, didn't we, this time?
Yeah.
We're getting very efficient at doing it now. I mean, how many have we done now, did we say?
19 plus 13, 20, 32.
32, so it's 32 chickens we've harvested now. So we've got, how many left in the freezer now? So 13 and 9.
20.
So we've got 20 in the freezer now. Obviously we have a chicken a week basically as we go along. So if you're interested in harvesting or seeing us harvesting chickens, I'll see if I can put a link, or I think they call it a card. I'll put a card up here where you can click on it and go to our chicken harvesting video. Nothing too graphic on there, you know. We don't show you the actual killing of the chicken, but we show you the process and how we, our displumadora, which is basically an on its side washing machine, which you put the chickens in, and it takes all the feathers off for you, and then we'll show you how we process it basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before it goes in the freezer. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Or previous video. And obviously they've disappeared now. Well, not disappeared. They're in the freezer behind us, just in here. They've been replaced already, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah. This morning we went and collected 15 new 21-day-old chicks.
Yeah.
And they're in the upgraded chicken tractor version 1.3. 1.3?
1.3, yeah.
Yeah. So version 1.3. So got a little video on here of us putting the chickens in there and the upgrades we've made to make the chicken tractor a little bit better again. We're slowly tweaking it each time, aren't we? And making it better and better, and making the process easier and easier for us. So yeah, here we go. Check it out.
I'd like to tip them up, yeah?
Or just tip them out.
Gently tip them out. Gently. So not up in the air, just tip the box over slowly. 21 days old they are, say.
Oh!
That's it, they just walk themselves out. Right? You might have to give them a bit of a...
Go on then, just slowly tip it up.
From the back.
Go on then, keep going.
They're all out.
No, there's one sort of clinging on somehow. Maybe it's got its foot stuck or something.
Be out.
No.
What do you mean no? Go on, get him out.
Oh, it's trying to escape out the door already.
I can't see him.
Is that them all?
Yeah.
Hey, you go.
I can't open it a minute because just check up on where the water is, babe. Water's more important.
You're not going back to the door. You're not escaping. How do you even know where the door is?
We want to be together. We could do it again, this green string out.
Oh!
Oh, he's drinking. One of them's drinking, so they'll all be drinking in a minute. There we go. Is that a bit of box?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're eating, they're drinking. It's all good.
Oh yeah.
Can you pass that box out?
You're sticky and nasty.
Same. Hi guys, so we didn't butcher, we slaughtered, is that the right word? We slaughtered our 13 last chickens, the meat-eating chickens, the pollos, and 15 new ones, 15 baby ones have arrived today, so the cycle starts again. Why we had a couple of days with no chickens inside the chicken tractor, so again, on just trying to improve it as we go along. Wheels on the front now, so it's not so heavy to lift up at the front. So I put another wheel on the front, and I've modified how the wheels in the back are connected to make that easier as well, because they kept falling off and now they can't fall off. So, which is always a bonus. So they can't fall off. Wheels on the back differently. We've got one on the front at the minute, the other one's made inside the garage. I've just run out of big washers to hold it on. I just need to order a couple of new washers to hold it on, and then I can get one on the front. And then we've got one wheel on each corner that just lifts up nice and easy on a, just like that, on a pivot system, and then we can pull it nice and easy. Job's a good one.
In the last time that you made a modification, you said about you changed the ramp so that they could get up.
Yeah.
Since then, they stopped being able to use the ramp as they got a bit heavier. So you've added.
Yeah, so as the birds get larger, because they're primarily bred for breast meat, I think they just get physically too heavy. So I put these
Roots?
Sort of grippy things on. That's a patented name, by the way. Grippy things on the ramp so they could get up and down a bit easier. However, they never could use them because they were just too big. And we've made the decision this time, as soon as these guys are not big enough to get themselves up the ramp into the nighttime roosting area, then time's up basically. You know, it's the best thing for them, I think, at that point. So the 13 that we harvested earlier in the week, weighed between 3.4 and 4.1, 4.2 kilograms each. And I think they were too big, to be fair. The Diplodocus, which is the thing which takes the feathers off. So it's like
That was Spanglish, by the way.
What
Diplodocus.
Diplodocus, not Diplodocus, Diplodocus. Okay. It did the smaller chickens, the ones which were like 3.4, 3.5 kilograms, really well. It took all the feathers off of them. The larger ones, the ones that were 4.1, 4.2 kilograms, it took most of the feathers off, but it comes a point where it's just doing more damage than good. So we had to manually finish them off by plucking the remaining feathers out.
Why are you laughing?
Your mind is so dirty, Emma. By pulling the remaining feathers out. So we think once these get to a stage where they can no longer get up the ramp into bed at night on their own, then you know, a couple of days later it's time for the next harvest. Happy days. What else we done?
I think it's kind of funny actually, because I know that I said this at the beginning of having the last load of chicks. I remember saying to you, but they're so cute and tiny, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat them because they're so adorable. And then like literally 6 weeks later, oh my god, they're so fat and ugly and they look delicious. But yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah, the little ones, they are when they come like this, they're this big. But when they're 4 kilograms and can barely walk anymore.
Oh no, they're fat and ugly and delicious.
Yeah, they're horrible, aren't they?
Apologies to any vegetarians or vegans out there.
What else went? Oh, we replaced the filter on the swimming. Not the filter. The what's it called? The
skimmer.
The skimmer. Yeah, we replaced the skimmer on the swimming pool, and I've got a bit of footage of that because in my head it was going to be hilarious because we were going to do it while the pool was still full of water and we're all going to get soaked. But it went quite well, didn't it?
It did go quite well. Yeah.
It went quite efficiently. So. There's a bit of footage here for you to see us doing that, but not quite as humorous as I thought it was going to be.
Sad times.
Sad times indeed. Hi everybody, just a quick job we're doing, and I'm only recording this for one reason, because I think it might be quite funny, but we're going to get absolutely soaked. But this is filter, a skimmer filter for the pool, and this connection here is for the inlet for the pump, where the water gets filtered through here, goes through a pump over there which filters it further, and then it gets jetted back into the pool just here, so like on a circular loop. However, it's been out, I don't know how old this is, but it's just disintegrating everything inside. This is going to disintegrate surely. This is leaking, so we purchased a new one. We purchased a new one, so we're gonna attempt to swap it over. I've got my glamorous assistant in the background. Zane's going to enter the swimming pool shortly, and he's going to be doing the biz on the inside, and I'm going to be doing the biz on the outside. It's not an instructional video, this. So obviously the pool's full at the minute, or full-ish. The water's about here. What we're going to attempt to do is change this first, and then we are going to obviously we're going to lose some water. I hope it's going to drop a little bit below this, so we're not going to get so wet changing this. So we're going to attempt to do this one first. So good luck everybody. I'm just hoping it's a straight swap. It should be. We measured it. If not, we're in a whole world of trouble. Right, we're getting there, dude. Are you ready?
Yes.
Right, so I'm gonna take this off, push it through to you. You just push that back.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well done. That was good. You keep your hand on that. Wow, we didn't get as wet as I thought we were going to.
Professional I am.
Pro, you are pro. Right.
Lovely. No.
You're
Monging. Why is it so broken?
I don't know. Bro, where's the whole end gone?
Exactly.
Right, so we got the bottom one done eventually. I suppose if I'd have read the instructions, I'm sure it would have said to put PTFE tape on all the joints. But as I'm a bloke, I know better than the instructions, so I don't need to. But then I had to take it out and put PTFE tape all over the joints, so to stop it leaking. So when we do this, I'm going to PTFE tape all the joints up beforehand. So we'll give it a go.
It's warm. It's boiling.
That's it then, so a little bit of faffing, but we've got it done.
It's been a massive godsend that swimming pool has this
Last week has. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not only for us, but for the dogs. Albert, for a start, was a bit like, not sure that I really want to go in there. And then the other night, the four of us were all playing in there.
It's been hot all day, hasn't it?
It's been really hot. And Albert was trying to work out how to climb the ladder. Like, please let me get in there with you. So
he came in, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like swimming from one to the other of us, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And then we do hose them down. If it gets really hot, I mean, obviously we keep them out of the sun as much as we can. The house is well ventilated. But when we're outside, they want to be outside, so we do hose them down for them to get a good soak in and really cool them down. And then it gives them like they're 15 minutes, aren't
they? They're going mad, don't they? Once they've cooled down, they've been inside all day, sweating or panting, and then you've chucked them in the swimming pool or hosed them down, and they go absolutely mad.
Oh,
they go crazy.
Free. So
and we're cool.
Yeah, bless them. Bless them. Albert's fur is getting a little bit long again after I trimmed him, about 4 weeks ago? But I watched a video recently of a dog that had been partially shaved under a thermal imaging camera, and it showed that actually where the dog still had the longer fur, his core body temperature was cooler under that longer fur. So it doesn't make sense in my head, but it's made me think that, you know what, at the minute he just needs to not be cut too short. So
yeah. Sort of protection layer.
Yeah, it is a protection layer. But I perhaps should cut his eye so we can see where he's going. You look like a little black sheep.
You're a little sheep as well, aren't you?
Is that where you're friends with Benito?
Yeah, you could go in there with Benito.
I'm coming up. No. Okay.
We've adopted another cat this week.
Oh.
Or we've been given another cat by one of our neighbours. She's a tiny little thing. She's a house cat, so she's currently in our daughter's bedroom, becoming a house cat. She's not quite as vicious as what the other two were when they turned up.
No.
I mean, she's quite feisty, but she's not taking your fingers off.
No. Although she's got a very impressive hiss on her.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard a cat hiss before her.
But she's much smaller and much younger than the other ones when they came to us.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been down to Olga's house a good couple of times just to make friends with her and give her treats and to persuade her that, you know what, we're really nice people and you do want to come and live with us. And then, yeah. And
we've started introducing the dogs to her today, haven't we? Which went better than we thought it was going to.
Yeah, I mean, our dogs have always not liked other dogs. They've always been...
very barky.
Yeah, very barky and very standoffish and a bit...
territorial,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I think that with having the chickens in the garden and then having Benito, and they've made friends with Benito, they've been really good with her, haven't they?
Yeah, up to now, yeah. So we're sort of a very controlled situation. We're slowly building the time up, aren't we, and how close they're getting towards each other. But yeah, it seems to be going well. So that's a bonus.
Yeah. Watch this space.
You alright, kid? Hey, you alright? Yes, I'm okay, Daddy. Ooh. Hello, Benito. Yep, so I think that's about it, isn't it, for this week?
Yeah.
Well, you're all caught up.
We're going to do a garden tour for the next week's video. We've got friends coming to stay with us, so
For a week, yeah.
for a week. So I don't suppose that much videoing is going to get done. So yeah, we'll do a garden tour for you next week to catch you up on how the trees are doing, the plants are doing, and
The chickens and the lamb and the cats and the jumping chickens.
yeah.
See if we can get some jumping chicken footage,
Yeah.
which always seems to go down a storm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Happy days. So we'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.